Peace to the family. Welcome to The Journey Continues. This is my first actual podcast, and I've been talking to a lot of my friends and family. And instead of talking to people that took this journey with me privately, we decided to just start this podcast so you guys could hear from from the people yourselves. Um, Yeah. All right. I'm just making sure I'm live right now. Are you serious? All right. Yes. All right. All right. Still trying to figure all of this out right now, but I'm excited. I got a special guest today. My first guest is actually KT the Arch Degree. Why did I pick KT the Arch Degree to be my first guest? Um, man, it- well, when y'all see us talk, yeah, you're gonna understand why. Okay, I see I got John, JJ, JJ. What up, Jay? Jay, are we still on for the 13th? Let me know because I got my suit ironed already. If that's not happening, let me know. Trey D in the building. Come on, get out of here. What up, Trey D? Circuit City forever. I still got my Walkman. Peace to the family. What up, Tariq? Peace. Yo, I'm excited about this podcast. I'm gonna have some amazing guests on the show for you guys. I want y'all to learn that about this healing journey that I went on, and I'm still on. Shit, we all on. I'm trying to read the comments. Okay, love lives. Nene in the building. Come on, we got people from Houston. Trey D, you know you need to put more than three hearts. I ain't even gonna get into that, but you know those three hearts don't fit nowhere inside the Trey D's, but that's a whole different story. Yo, Damon, what's up, bro? We got only the strong survive. Yo, bro, you need to hit me up tomorrow. I'm in New York. I'm gonna be here for about a week. So we need to finish up. Let me tell you about Damon real quick. He got an amazing book coming up talking about what he I know you're gonna laugh, Shanti. He got an amazing book coming out talking about how he went from Bronzeville to the state pen. This the only brother that I know that I think anybody knows that did 7 years, I believe, in solitary confinement because they were so afraid of how much he influenced everybody around him. Fusion in the building. What up, big bro? Fusion, that's my big brother, and that's actually my head of security for Dr. Sebi. He actually he actually held Dr. Sebi down for me through from New York all the way to New Orleans. Like nobody couldn't even touch Dr. Sebi. So great job. And not only just for what you did for Dr. Sebi, just great job for what you do for me and my family on a regular, bro. Mad love for you, kid. Mad love. Yeah, so like I was saying, this podcast, I just wanna. It's a lot of people who think that you need to that herbs is all about that healing is all about herbs. So I'm gonna be bringing in people in that's gonna show y'all how to heal yourselves, and it's not herbs do help, but it's not all about the herbs. It's all about preparing your body for the herbs. Who is that? Rudolph Gainey and my sister-in-law. D is in the building. Yo, I love y'all so much. I'm not gonna say they how long you guys got married in September, I believe. So I know you guys well, yeah, I see the fire. So the fires is still hot. So I like that. I like that. And let's send out some healing energy to my brother Rudy. He's in the hospital right now. Because and actually he's not in hospital. At he's in a rehab right now, getting over back surgery. I went to check him out in the hospital yesterday. He was actually trying to walk without the walker. Yo, Rudy, slow down. One step at a time. Fall back. Yeah. So I got some good news. I got some good news. First of all, I know a lot of people asking about the documentary with Nick Cannon. That documentary is still a go. Please don't think it's not a go. It was actually approved for Sundance, January 20th. It was supposed to come out, but Utah was plagued with COVID, so that threw a monkey wrench in the program, I guess. And I'm still waiting to hear from Nick to see what's going to be our next move. Pablo Medina, he's Dr. Sebi right hand man. He's been working with Dr. Sebi for about, man, 20 years plus. He's doing the documentary. I'm fortunate enough to be one of the executive producer for that. And you guys are gonna hear some stuff that y'all probably not ready for, but Pablo's ready to talk. So we're gonna go ahead and go forward. I flew all over the world, Honduras, all over the United States, interviewing people that was in jail with Dr. Sebi. And that's all going to be in Pablo's documentary. Nick Cannon's documentary is going to be about Dr. Sebi's court case. He want to honor Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, Dr. Sebi. He want to honor hold up, Ronnie Breeze. Yeah, okay. He want to honor Nipsey Hussle's wish. He wanted to see the lines for people going to it's sort of like Dolomite. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Dolomite. Dolomite wanted to see Dolomite wanted to see oh what I'm doing. All right. Dolomite wanted to see the people online. So something similar to that. But I'm pretty sure if because it is COVID, it can happen. Um based Nick is gonna have to do something else. So I'll keep y'all posted. And about my documentary, my documentary with the footage that I have of Dr. Sebi, that I've filmed personally, it's gonna be we're gonna finish editing it. They told me in about a week and a half to two. Love and light to the family. ATL is in the digital building. Salute to my people in the ATL in the building. My documentary is coming out. Um, within it's going to be they're going to finish editing it in about 2 weeks, so we're going to check it out. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna approve everything because I filmed everything. Hold up, we got Planimus excellent, excellent. We got Planimu in the building. What up, my brother? Yo, let me tell you about Planimu real quick. Everybody in here is my people, man. Well, so my whole videography started with Planimu Sound. He was the first person to donate a camera, a video camera to me. I was taking pictures all over the place. That's why my name is Mr.G Photos. But Planimu is the first person to actually say, you know what, bro, I know what you're trying to do. I got this JVC camera. I still got that JVC, blah. Um, he donated that JVC. So I started with Talento Catracho, and I started doing some behind the scenes stuff with the at the Wendy Williams show with it as well. So salute to Plana Musan. I appreciate it, and I never forget what you did for me, bro. Yeah, so about my documentary, like I was saying, I'm most likely gonna approve everything in it, and we're gonna do something. We're trying to put it on Netflix. Salute to my lawyer Jill Ramsey. Jill, well, that's my that's my lawyer. That's my I don't sign anything unless she say sign it. And salute to her. So we're gonna chop it up with her after it's done, and I'll let you guys know. But we got yeah, Platinum. I know you forgot about that camera because you a good dude, and you probably just did it because you could, and you wasn't doing it and expecting anything. And it's rare we get people like that. But I appreciate you. I don't forget nothing. Salute, Mr. G from St. Louis. From St. Louis. What's going on in St. Louis? Yeah. So I'm excited about KT the Arts Degree who's coming in today. This brother, I'm trying not to tell his story because a lot of people think they know KT, and I want him to tell y'all. But I could tell y'all that his mother was married to Dr. Sebi, and KT um KT was raised by Dr. Sebi, and that KT has an amazing biological father who I want him to tell y'all about. And y'all just gonna see that combination between Dr. Sebi, KT biological dad, and his mother Annette Thomas, Mama Pill. You guys know her as. That combination, they made KT, and he and that afro. Well, he's gonna explain that afro to him. Those are his antennas. We got Cindy Osorio. I'm gonna say Cindy Fernandez. No, but Cindy Osorio. No, I'm gonna say Cindy Guerrero. I'm gonna say Cindy Guerrero. That's my baby right there. So good to see you. Saying I couldn't go live without letting you know last minute, but I'll let you know so you can't say nothing. You can't say I didn't. All right, let me see. Let me check out these comments before I go further. I don't want to wait. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Yeah, so this is my channel, and a lot of people been telling me, "Yo, G, why don't you do something like this?" So I was like, yeah. Well, the people who know me, know I'm used to being behind the camera. I'm used to being behind the camera, not really in front of the camera. But when I got people like KT coming in, and on Monday I have Dr. Inky coming in, and then I have Dr. Sebi's son coming in, Abdul Bowman. And then I have some surprises that you guys probably never expect to be over here. But thank God, they're gonna show some love and come through and bless the studio. So I'm hoping that we can help everybody out as much as possible. Good things for the patient. Thank you. I appreciate that, Dr. Sebi forever. Is that Big Mike? Is that Big Mike? I'm not sure if it's Big Mike from Chicago, but yeah. So if KT said he's going to be coming in about maybe 4 or 5 minutes. And in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, I'm all ears. I got some questions that was they sent me in the DM for KT. Well, I can't answer all of these questions because some of them is crazy. Gifty Francois, what's up, my brother? What's good? Salute to my people in Tegucigalpa. Gifty Francois, es la marca. Ya tú sabes, hermanito. And I could call you hermanito even though you 6'5" or 6'6". You still my little brother. Francois is one of the first people um, I met when I was playing pro basketball in Central America. Francois must have been about maybe 14, 15, but he was already taller than everybody on our team. But he was a kid, but I saw the potential in him. And it didn't surprise me when I went back to Honduras when I found out that he was one of the league's leaders. I believe he played for Policia in Tegucigalpa. So salute the baloncesto en Tegucigalpa. And Francois, sos mi hermanito para siempre, ya tú sabes. Okay, share to my playlist. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh, nah, this Mike from Orange County. Oh, what up, Mike? What's good? I thought you was Big Mike from Chicago. There's a lot of Mikes in the world. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of people probably don't know I played professional basketball, and one of the first teams I played for, Francois was he was playing for the junior team, but we wanted to put him on the mainstream team because in practice he was killing us. So I'm like, what? But I guess you have at that time you have to be a certain age to play professional basketball. So He was able to do his thing once he was okay, once he was all right. All right. Salute salute to everybody in the Bowman family, at least the ones who speak to me. um, Dr. Sebi was a great dude, and it is a pleasure for me to Blessings King. Who's that? Is that Ronnie? Ronnie, that's you from Garifuna for Life. I'm not sure if that's Ronnie from if that's Ronnie from Garifuna for Life, but if it is, what's up, my brother? What's the most points you scored in the game? I know you're not going to believe me, Nene, but the most points I scored in the game, and I'm proud of that to this day, is 48 points. And if I would have made those free throws, it would have been fit. I would have hit them with a 50 piece. But I was, I think, 6 for 8 from the free throw line. So those two free throws haunt me to this day. And if you don't believe I got that in me, I got sneakers on, or and I got slippers on now, but I stay with the sneakers. All right, salute, Papa. Long time no see. Rosalind Holmes, is that my sister-in-law, Rosalind? What's up, sis? What's up? Tell Jamie I said what's up. I miss you guys. I was the best man at your wedding. I'll never forget that. And that was a love. That was a union that I really um I was I was really proud to be a part of. You guys, um you, you guys, when I looked at y'all, I knew it was gonna be forever. I knew it was gonna be forever. Tell Jay my number's still the same. Hit me up. I miss him. Planamo, I know you not gonna believe it, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm getting a message right now about the all right. KT about to log in. So we about to check out the man. Oh. And I titled the topic for tonight the oranges of KT, the arts degree, because I wanted you guys to just really get to know who he is and where he came from and what he's all about. KT, the truth, straight up. You already know KT. Oh man, I can't even start to begin what he's done for my family and I. But yeah, he's official. Yes, sir. We love you too. Yeah, I love you guys. I love you guys. Give the babies a hug and a kiss for me. Salute from Uncle June to them because you know how that go. Right now I'm just looking for KT's link so that we could get the men in here and do what he do. But how y'all like my set? How y'all like my set? I was so excited. I couldn't wait to go live today. I had my queen. I interviewed my queen before everything, and well, I can't put our interview public because she'll kill me. But we was able to test the mic, sex the headphones, and we really have fun. And my little man was my sound man. Dania, 100% true, 100%. And KT is going to come in and tell you guys how. Like that, one of the things that I try not to do because I'm not qualified to consider myself no healer. I want to make that clear. Dr. Sebi was my friend. He was not my teacher. He was not I was not learning under Dr. Sebi. I was videotaping him. I was videotaping him and taking pictures of him all day. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Ross. um, so I always want to make that clear that I'm not Dr. Sebi's student. If you guys, some of the people who be DMing me pictures on my Instagram, stop sending me pictures. I got a weak stomach, so the pictures y'all be sending me of these rashes and um these diseases, I don't even be looking at them. I have a weak stomach. I'm not that person. I'm that person to say, yeah, it's a healer that way. like, but I'm not the healer. Tariq. Ah, thanks a lot, Tariq. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Willie Lynch was good. Oh man, we got a, we got an amazing comedian and healer. I don't know if you like to call yourself a healer, Willie, but yo, you official, bro, and I'll be listening to you, and you one of the people that I definitely need to get on here too. I'll hit you up about that because I want the world to know about what you doing. Anybody, yeah, y'all all know Victor Bowman. If Victor Bowman can't drive by your house without saying what's up, you know you got to be real important. So, bro, we definitely need to talk. But back to this healing stuff. I repeat, I am not a healer. I am not a healer. And for the people who think I'm a healer, I hope you see this video. I'm not training to be a healer. I have too many friends that know about healing, so I'm good. Oh, my nephew. Oh, Wilmer, what up? I'm not gonna call you what we call you. I'm gonna call you Wilmer. Wilmer Ruiz. I'm not gonna call you Willows on this. But yeah, okay, just waiting on KT right now. And if you guys have any questions for me, I'm right here because once KT come in, it's a wrap. He gonna take it and run with it. Do you got the batana oil on deck? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My the batana you could get it at Blue Magic Batana Oil. I'll put a link in the description later on, but 100% pure batana oil. You can actually get it from my man. Um, where you go? Where you go? Just your Willie Lynch. If you want to put your link in there to the batana so they can hop on it right now, go ahead and do it, bro. You know it is enough batana in the world, and Willie Lynch batana is 100% pure batana. Let, let me just touch on the batana real quick. There's a lot of people buying the batana oil and they actually putting it in the microwave, melting it down so that they can um mix it with other stuff. But I know for a fact Willie Lynch batana is official because I ain't gonna blow up your sauce, but I know your stuff is official. Hold up, do I see KT in the building? Oh man, yeah, we gonna bring in my brother in the few. We gonna bring him in the few. I'm just trying to hit these questions before. Oh, okay, JJ. Oh, so Sunday's casual? Okay, because you know I got this Armani suit that they gave me. I've been dying to wear this. I've been dying to wear this. You done blew me up. Okay, I gotta throw the jeans and the t-shirt on. Thanks for letting me know, Jay, because I was about to be overdressed for Sunday. Damon Woods. Okay, let me say, hey, I know. Tell yo, Platinum will tell your son he my nephew. I know him too. Well, I know him when he was smaller. He probably bigger than me now. All right, let me click. Okay. KT calling KT. I see you, bro. I don't see you in your office. I don't want to click on it and at the wrong moment. So if you there, add to the stream. I'm just waiting. Okay, there he go. All right. Hold on. Let me bring my brother in.
Peace.
There you go. There you
Woo.
go. What up, bro? What you doing having me talking to these people more than 5 minutes? You should know better than that.
Man, I know I'm horrible. I'm about to get all the fire after this. Nah, man. Daddy duty, man. I
Yeah.
got called for daddy duty, man.
Okay.
And got some of my time, so my bad on that.
Nah, that comes before anything. You know that. I
You
can't
know what I'm
complain.
saying?
So how you
How you
doing,
doing
man?
though, bro?
Yeah, I asked first. How you doing? What's good?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great, man. I can't complain. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, thank you, man. Well, how you like my set, brother? I'm asking
Oh, nah,
everybody.
the set looking dope. I see you over there. That thing is official. I'm like, you got me looking bad over here with
Nah,
the
cut it out. Cut it out.
dark back, like I got somebody taped up off the camera.
Nah, I was. First of all, I want to thank you for coming on the show. First and
Yes,
foremost, bro. Um,
thanks for having me.
nah, I this is like my first live, and I really wanted to. Um, well, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be bringing in people that I really deal with.
Okay.
I don't want no surprises. I want all positive energy. Like I said on my frame right there, spreading love is a Garifuna way. So I'm just trying to spread as much love, healing, happiness as possible. So talk to me, bro. You see the title of my show, right?
Yeah, man. It says the true origin. Yo, you make me sound like I'm a superhero or something like that. Like I got some powers.
So you definitely do, man. Knowledge is power. You know that.
you know. Oh nah, that's a dope title, man. I'm still trying to figure out who he is, who his origins is too. Where he
Okay.
come from.
Cause most of the time when people ask me about you, I'm like, they ask me, is that Dr. Sebi's son? Is that if his mother was married to Dr. Sebi and she was his apprentice? And so I just wanna, cause I know your biological dad, he was no slouch.
Oh no.
So
No
I just
slouches in my jeans.
yeah. So if you don't mind, can you just talk to me and talk to us? Let us know about KT.
Oh yeah, sure. So yeah, a lot of people they don't know who I am, what I am. I know I ended up on somebody's interview one day and they introduced this is Dr. Sabi's son, blah blah blah. And I had to correct them. And afterwards he was like, man, I apologize, man. I just thought. And it's like, how are you supposed to know? Because when I do correct people, most people correct me back. They be like, that was your father. Blah, 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 blah. But I be like, I want to clear the air and just tell people exactly what it is so they know and they could just take it upon themselves. I know who he was to me. He was a father to me. He taught me how to speak. He taught me how to walk. You know what I mean? He was the first father figure in my life when I was born. Um, but I met Sabi when my mother was pregnant with me. So then when I was born into the family and he raised me. So in that light, he was my father. It'd be different if after I was like 3 or 4 years old, I never saw him again, never heard from him again. But every time I came into his company, he always acted like a fatherly figure. You know what I mean? Giving me something, giving me game, hooking me up, breaking things down. He was always that to me. But my father is George Edward Tate, the poet laureate of Harlem. Powerful, powerful man, and he transcended. Actually, a year after Sabi, I had a stretch between 2016 and 2018 where I lost three, of the father figures that are responsible for raising me. But yeah, my father raised me up. He's a Pan African. For those who don't know what that is, that's somebody who really believes in the fact that we came from Africa. We're pretty much here because of the diaspora. We all brought over here, against our will, and we're still in slavery in another form now, which we need to liberate ourselves from. They speak a lot of Marcus Garvey and Carlos Cooks, a lot of individuals that assisted, in us overcoming our struggle. But he was known as the Lion of Harlem, Booker T. Coleman, aka Baba Kameni, because he done changed his name. He'll tell you about you go to Harlem and talk to any elder and just say George Edward Tate. Or they say KT, oh, that's Tate's son.
Hmm.
That's Tate's son right there. You
Do
know,
Baba know he's your son? He's your dad? He was your dad?
who?
Booker T.
Oh yeah. He know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I actually did a melanin conference with him back in 20. I think it was 2014. It was him. It was Layla Africa, and it was Layla Africa's wife, and my man. I'm forgetting his name right now. Eileen Bay. Eileen Bay. So it was like a panel, and we was all talking about, that thing that don't exist.
Yeah. Don't say it here.
Don't say it in here. Yeah, we was at the Carbon Conference.
Okay.
That's what we was at.
Got it. I'll take that.
But yeah, that was my upbringing. So my upbringing was in between a Pan-African poet laureate, second only to Langston Hughes, not by me, by the state of New York. Y'all could go look it up. And Dr. Sebi, you know what I'm saying? George Washington Carver, of the new age, of the modern era. So I kind of had those two energies around me, and it made me quite disciplined. I still had a childhood, I still had fun, I still watched cartoons and stuff like that with my mom. But my pops, I think we spoke about this before, when I was like, he only let me watch one show a week that he pre-recorded. So I was reading, I was drawing, I was writing, I was imagining, I had imagination, ideas, concepts, and then he had me in all these programs. So
That's one of the reasons I wanted you to talk about that for all the parents here who have kids that are young, to let them know like all of this video stuff is actually taking them away from who they really are, because they not actually be able to use their brain.
that's
I
right.
was I was talking to my queen the other day. I went roller skating a couple of like a month or two ago, and these kids couldn't roller skate because anything physical they can't do.
They
So
can't do.
they got on the floor and they falling left and right. So it wasn't like when we was coming up. But one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on this show, because I wanted to thank you, because I'm surrounded by supposed healers, and a lot of people hit me up asking me how can I get rid of this, or how can who do I recommend to help them in their healing process. And one of the things that stood out to me about you is that you're not quick to just try to sell somebody a herb. So I wanted to touch that topic with you, and what make your because your success rate is high, because based on what I've seen with Dr. Sebi, you guys have a similar pattern.
Oh,
You all about love, and you all about information. So I want, if you don't mind, can you touch on that?
ooh, all right. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me get that breath. You know what I mean? When you go to the movies with your kids, y'all watching that cartoon movie, and
Yeah, yeah.
you don't want them to see you in the dark. You got your head back, like, oh, this thing done got me.
Uh-huh.
Woo. All right. So, I mean, it's learning. See, I didn't mention my third mentor, who was Donald Grafton Hooker, Mr. Hooker. And Mr. Hooker was the one who
Oh
taught me.
no, I got some questions for you.
Oh, I already know we're gonna go there, but that's because of what you just asked.
Okay, all right.
He taught me mentalism, which is that all is mind. And he was like, you can achieve, anything you want if you think about it. So in healing, what I observed and what I noticed is that it had a lot to do with mindset, because Sabi comes in a room and you hear his thunderous voice and his presence, that does something to you mentally. You're open because you're enamored. You're like, who is this guy? Who is this? And you ain't even hearing what he's saying yet. You're just looking at him and how he presents. Then what happens is he starts speaking in a certain way and that you've never heard before, and now you opened up. You're already healing yourself because you're in a whole nother state of mind. So with me, I like to speak to people first and find out who they are, Because I'm like, that's something missing in the office with the patients and everything like that. Like, yeah, the nurse has everything written down and all that, but do you know the person? Like, who's their grandma, who's their grandpa, where they from, what are they on, where do they live at? Like,
I hear
there's
you ask a lot of questions about the border.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I ask about the longitude and the latitude all the time because it depends on your geography. Say we talked about a polar bear and a gorilla. He was hinting towards phenotype and epigenetics with him speaking about that. And in doing that, you need to know what someone's environment is, because you can't get well or healthy in the same environment you got sick in. So I try to stress that point. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, everything is about getting to know the individual and who they are and what their circumstances are. They could have had a certain job that killed them over the past 20 years. They could be in a relationship that's killing them. You know what I'm saying? It might not even be anything that has to deal with a herb, because I was dealing with an individual who had a chronic cough. And I was telling them all types of stuff, and it would help for a little bit and then stop. And you know what I ended up finding out it was?
She was
It was
allergic. She was allergic to her husband.
it was they all are, but dust mites.
Mm,
What herb is gonna kill you from that? What alkaline diet is gonna stop a dust mite? None. You know what I'm
none.
saying? So you need to understand the environment, the person, the situation, because everything is not going to get healed by the herb, especially if they're not in a certain mind state yet. You know what I'm saying? You got to get them there. Yeah.
You see that's I'm so glad that you said that because I see so many people that are so quick to just sell you some herbs and they don't even ask you what you eating,
What you
what
dealing with?
exactly. So it's not like it's one herb heals all. You need to know what you're talking about.
Person got low blood pressure, right? Their blood is thinner than a mug. They cut themselves, they ain't scabbing quick enough, and then you give them Contrivo and Guaco and all of that. And those are blood thinners that have high amounts of coumadin in there, which means you're just gonna thin their blood down even more. You know what I'm saying? So you need to know who you dealing with. Everybody ain't the same. A Benz isn't a Jetta. A Jetta isn't a Camry, and a Camry ain't a BMW.
You see, when that's one thing I like about the way you teach, because when you talk about contribo and all that other stuff, you might as well tell me that comes with duck sauce and soy sauce, because I'm like I'm lost. But once you start and I noticed that when we did the can I say this? Yeah, yeah, I can. When we did the Nick Cannon documentary, and I'm proud to say that you was one of the people that I produced for the documentary. So
Right?
thanks
Yeah.
for coming out. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me, man.
When you came out, when you came out and started breaking down all these herbs, but then you started using terms that we can understand,
Yeah.
that made it a lot easier for me, because I tend to, once I don't understand a whole bunch of stuff, I tend to just start checking out.
Right.
But the way you teach, it keeps the people engaged, because you, like when you broke down COVID on my channel, and you was talking about how it's like little hard drives that's taking off information, and so when you broke it down like that, I was like, okay, you got all my attention. I understand you.
That's
So I want to thank you for the way that you teach, and I want to ask you to continue to teach like that for people like me.
it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
We got, oh, hold up, we got King Simon in the building. Salute the King.
Dewey, hey, shout out to the king doing
King
big things.
King Simon always got my back, man. I really appreciate you, brother. When we brought Dr. Sebi to Brooklyn, can I announce what we're gonna be doing in Brooklyn yet, or not yet? We wait till we get the spot, KT.
I mean, you.
All right, I'll wait.
I mean, they already they gonna know something right now. You can let them know that we you can tell them we coming. You ain't gonna tell them where.
Okay,
You can tell them we coming though.
all right, KT definitely coming to Brooklyn, and I'm
Y'all ain't
happy to
ready.
I'm happy to be a part of that. But we had King Simon in the building at the Brooklyn Masonic Temple, and we was dealing with a situation where this lady was trying to extort $6,000 from Dr. Sebi. So while we dealt with that situation, King Simon was able to talk to the crowd and keep them engaged. So I really appreciate what you. I'm always say thank you every time I see you, bro. Danya, stop laughing at my duck sauce and soy sauce. I'm just keeping it real.
One of the best condiment combos in the world, boy, coming up in New York.
You feel me? Now, love you too, King Simon. I don't know where he at. I think he's in Atlanta right now. I know he's
King
not in
Simon,
New.
I think he's in Atlanta. Yeah.
He's in Atlanta. Okay. Can I share this live? Of course, you can share the live, sis. I
Yeah, let
appreciate that.
folks know we out here building. Mr.G and KT out here. Where's
Yeah.
everybody at? Where y'all at?
Okay. Anybody want to share it? Please do. All right. So, back to you, Kate. I really appreciate a lot of the stuff that you do for me and my family. Thank you for just being there, a phone call away. It
Of
feels
course.
good to know if my little man is wheezing or coughing, or I could just call you and be okay. What I need to do. So, thank you for that. I want you to talk a little bit more about yourself before I go into these questions. And I'm gonna tell you, I got probably about 62 questions, but I'm only gonna ask you I'm only gonna ask you 7 of them, and I'm gonna keep 3 for myself.
He said
'Cause-
62
yeah,
questions.
because some of these questions is just too crazy. I can't even read that on the air.
Whoa, like that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want talk to me about Mama Pill. Talk to me. One of the stories that you told me before that really had all my attention when when you told me how Mama Pill met Dr. Sebi when she was going up that mountain, and it seemed like something out of Scooby Doo, the movie. So I want you to talk to me a little bit about your mom's and how she became Dr. Sebi's apprentice, and one of the most gangster stuff that any I ever heard before. And I grew up in Bronzeville, Brooklyn, and for me to hear that the government was trying to get her to flip on Sebi, and she
Oh
was
yeah.
she was like, "Well, my kids is grown, take them, but I'm not going to flip on Dr. Sebi." So
Oh yeah, yeah. They tried to snatch me up to force her.
yeah, so can you
So
just
I
talk?
was involved in the case.
Exactly, exactly.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
I just want to see people to see what cloth you cut from.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I come from a great piece of textile, unlike anything of this planet. Like it's a rare cloth I come from, rare fabric of space and time. But my mama pill, Annette Thomas, she had been on a journey at some time, and I'm not gonna give the super long version. I'm gonna sum it up. But let's just say that my mother already was on a pilgrimage of knowing thyself, of self knowledge. She wanted to get a better understanding of who she was and where she came from, and what pretty much inspired this Hajj she was making, this pilgrimage she was making, spiritual pilgrimage, was the fact that she kept finding herself going to the doctor's office, going to the hospital with my siblings, with her children getting sick.
Name
And
2 of your siblings that people might know.
yeah, two of them red and blue. And y'all know the red pill and the blue pill, those are big bros right there. And then my sister Nakiba, y'all will be seeing her soon. She's the genius of the family. We be saying
Wow.
we the genius. She taught us everything we know. Because Mama was a rolling stone. She was rolling with Sabi all over the world and stuff like that. And Kiba was the one that was home watching us, disciplining us. And we 3 young Scorpios. So she had to chop us in the neck and everything. Now she was my mother was just on this journey because she had inquired from her mother. She was like, how did y'all do this? Like every 2 days, ear infection in the hospital. Like, how did you do this? Like, I'm stressing out. And then just like any woman from the Caribbean do, they talk to you like they been told you and like you supposed to know. So her mama like, we ain't go to no hospital. What you talk about? You know what I mean? We got bush tea. And she blown because, you know, you expecting either no response or not that. But for somebody to be like, oh, I don't know what you're dealing with because we didn't do that. And she like, what bush tea? Like, bring me up on game. What you talking about? So she was like, oh, everything is still there. Everything's still where? Everything's back home in St. Croix. You got to go back home where you came from. So her mother, my grandmother, was pretty much letting her know, you need to return home. She was like, I came to America for the American dream. This is what I'm on. This is why you caught up in this stuff. But if you want to take it back, baby, you was only one generation removed. Going back home, everything is there. So she started making her trips back to St. Croix, the Virgin Islands. And fast forward to me, she was pregnant with me. She actually made the move down there. So it wasn't just journeying there to, you know, find out about her roots. Now it was relocation. This is where I need to be. So she moved to St. Croix, pregnant with me. She's home one night. She gets a knock at the door. You know what I'm saying? In St. Croix, though, people don't say it's so-and-so. They say outside. Outside, you know, and then you're like, oh, okay, so-and-so's outside, and then you end up letting them in. But it's 2 a.m. And my mom ain't from, her people from St. Croix, but she ain't been in St. Croix. So who that? Who knocking on my door? So she was like, she said, you know, said it was a cousin. So then she was like, what are you doing up? Like, it's like 2 a.m. It's a full moon. Like, it's mad creepy. This is sus, sis. Like, what you doing? She like, well, if you thought this was sus, wait till you get a load of this story. So she like, I gotta go and pick up some iron tonic. She was like in the morning? She was like, no, I'm going right now. She like, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. You about to, where you going? She was like, I got to go to the rainforest. So you knocking on my door at 2 a.m. Then you're going to say you got to go get some tonic and you have to go into the rainforest during the full moon. She was like, yeah, I'm definitely going with you. What I look like letting you go out in the middle of the night to get some brown juice. Like, what's going on? So they hop in the car and they head off. So how St. Croix is set up, St. Croix is kind of shaped like a foot or a shoe from the side. You know, it got a heel, it got a tongue, it got the toes and everything. So the heel to the ankle, the west side of the island, that's the black side of the island, that's Freedom City. Then the white side of the island is Christian said. Okay, that's where a lot of the Caucasians stay at. It's the dry side of the island. The west side of the island where we at is the fertile, fruitful side. It's mountainous and there's a tropical rainforest that sits on this island. And what's so beautiful is it's an island, so there's no predators. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no tigers and lions and wolves or nothing. It's just bugs and herbs. You better know.
How's the crime rate out there though?
Oh, well, you know, if you read the newspaper, they're gonna really hyperbolize the youth, exaggerate the youth, and make the youth look like they're no good gangsters like they do everywhere else. But you know, the youth is a byproduct of their environment. Yes. And because of St. Croix being set up like it's a third world country and not having opportunity, and the way that they treat the people, the Crucians that live there, you can't be surprised that the youth rebel the way that they do, because there's no other way for a baby to let everybody know it's feeling pain other than to cry. Why that baby crying like that? Because he don't know how to speak English, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's his language.
So that's his language. So the youth is the same way. If you're not teaching them certain things and they don't have a basic understanding of their history, you can't blame them for acting in a particular fashion. That's glorified.
I was asking you that because I'm looking in the comments, and Dania said 2 in the morning. I'm calling the cops. So,
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? In
Mhm.
any other situation, but it was a full moon. She just moved down. She's on a spiritual journey. Cousin came. She keeping the options open. You see what I'm saying? So she got up in the car with me. I was in that car too, in that womb. Like, mama, you better you better watch yourself now. Come on, I can't do nothing from in here, you know. So they go ride into the west and they hit the mountain. And the thing about going into the rainforest is you go up and up and up. You driving up dirt roads and you can't see nothing because I know what it looked like now. I could just imagine in 81 what it was like. You know, I know it was pitch black. Only
that's what
light was the moonlight.
that's what I be saying. Those people who drive in the third world countries, if they could drive there, America's too easy for them.
And America ain't nothing.
Hmm.
So we finally get to the top of the mountain, right? She parks the car. My mom's like, yo, where are we going? It's like the middle of the woods. Like, you about to kill me or something? No sooner than she say that, in the silence of the rainforest, all of a sudden it's broken with a loud, bellowing laugh that all of y'all know and love. That thing just, you know what I'm saying? Bats start flying around and everything. You looking like, who is that? So she was like, that's where I'm getting my tonic from. So they go walk into the woods, and there's this little trailer
Was
just
they
sitting
calling him Dr. Sebi by then?
in the woods. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he was just Sabi. I don't
Sebi.
know if it was Dr. Sabi yet. I think it was
Okay.
Sabi at the time. So they walk into the woods, they come to the trailer, open up the door, she goes in, my mom goes in, Sabi's talking, people sitting on the floor, and he going in, and he paused for 1 second and sees my mama, and then gets back to what he was saying.
Did she have an afro?
Back then, yeah, all her hairdos was natural back then. She would wear the fro. And one dude that I know my mom used to always do, I don't know what y'all women call it. I call it the bird's nest. But it's like a braid that kind of goes around the top of the head like this, and the hair is like it's like a bun kind of in the center. It reminds me of bread. You know what I'm saying? But I call it the bird's nest. But a lot of women used to do back in the 70s and 80s. I don't really see it much now. But she used to do, man, my mother was wicked with the hair. If she wasn't getting it done, she knew how to take care of her own hair, you know. So at that moment, I don't know if she had a fro that day, but she was definitely wearing the fro at that time.
Okay.
So he's going and breaking information down. And now it's time to go. Now, while this is happening, my mother's going through something because she's like, oh my God, I've been on this journey for like almost 10 years now. Maybe more like 5 years. Let me say 5, 6 years, not 10, like half a decade. And she was like, this is who I've been looking for. Because you got all of these leaders of the community, but nobody talking about health. And it's like, who cares about guns? Who cares about preparedness? Who cares about NFTs and metaverses and all this stuff if your health ain't right? Because that means your brain ain't thinking, nothing is working properly. And if your health ain't on point, it don't matter any of these endeavors that you're doing. Because you can't even process it properly because your brain ain't working. It ain't functioning. So she was just in a place. You know how women are when they're in a place. My mama in that lecture was equivalent to that woman in the front row in that 5 Heartbeats. When Eddie Kane hit that note. Remember? He came out there and hit that note. And
that was Mama Bill.
I was like, Ma.
With the big belly.
They still like, golly. You know what I mean? But it was a connection that was made. And that connection was, this is what I've been searching for. This is the information. This is the message right here. I feel it in my bones. So
can you get to the part? Can you get to the part when he slapped her
That's
feet?
what I'm getting at. So the
Okay.
lecture ends. She gets up. She says, "Thank you." She about to walk out the door. You know how it is when a woman passes by you interested in, you don't let her go. So he grabbed her hand, brought her back, and
8 months pregnant, by the way.
8 months pregnant. He pulled her eye down and looked down into the eyeball. Said, "Mm-hmm." Grabbed her foot, whipped that thing up. She pregnant. Like, what the hell? She got to get her balance. Takes his hand, and anybody who knows Sabi know this man got a hand on him. How big is Sabi's hands?
Look like bananas, like this.
What? That man could palm a watermelon. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So he took that big ass giant hand and said, "Fwap!" Not to her booty,
Her feet, her
to
foot.
the bottom of her foot. Slap the shit out of her soul. Part of my language. Slap the sole of her feet so hard. A pregnant woman. Just think about this. You meet a man, a wild man, for the first time inside of a rainforest during a full moon. You just got blasted with all the information. You about to walk out. He snatched you up and slaps the sole off your feet. And he said, "You're anemic. You need some of my iron tonic. Get us some of this iron tonic." You know what I'm saying? And that was the first meeting of my mother, the Dr. Sadie. That's the first time I met him too. You know, what's going on out there? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I always like hearing that story. Like, your mom told me about that story. Doc told me a similar story to it, but Doc, he always gonna put some sauce on it when he
Oh,
talk.
I put some sauce on it and probably still made it seem like there was no salt added at all compared to him.
Exactly.
You know?
Nah, I was just I thank you for sharing that with me. I don't want to continue talking about it because a lot of this is inside the documentaries, and
Oh
you are part of almost every documentary I'm doing with Nick, with Pablo, with
Hey,
mine.
I'm as old as Fig Tree. You know, he started in 81. He started the year I was born. I mean, I was still in my mother at the time, but when they started Fig Tree, that's when I was born. So I'm as old
That's
as the
Victory.
movement.
Wow.
You know,
Deep.
only person got me is Sasa. And ironic thing about Sasa, a lot of people don't know. I'm November 3rd. He's November 30th.
Oh, wow. I didn't know y'all was that close.
Yeah, and this almost the same number, 3 and 30. So he was born November 30th, 80. And the very next year on the 3rd, I was born. So when you saw him, you saw me back in the day. You know what I mean?
I actually have a picture. I actually have a picture with you and Sasa with my eye and your mom.
My mama. That's right. And she has the hairdo that I was speaking of in that picture. Yes.
All right. I wish I would have known. I would have prepared to put it in.
We saving that pic.
Okay.
Saving that. Let me tell you, the woman who took the picture wouldn't even let me have the picture. She was like, "You could take a picture of it."
Wow.
Like, whoa. You took me down memory lane and said, "Get out of here."
It's like showing you something and snatching it back from you.
Yeah, bro. I was like, I thought I was all excited. I was like, "Oh, I was in my hand," and she was like, "Yep." Pardon me to me.
Give me that. Nah, we all good. Nah, but thanks for sharing that with me. Thanks for sharing that. I don't want to go too deep into that because I don't want to mess up any of these documentaries.
Oh yeah, please stop me if I end up going too far.
You feel me? I'm not trying to have Nick hit me up like, "Yo, he's sharing too much." But thanks for that. I have some questions that I want to address. Because I put a poll out and I asked the people if they had any questions for you. So if you don't mind, can I hit you with a couple of them?
Of course.
All right. So this one is from a lady named Janice, and she's from LA. I picked this one because it wasn't too crazy. Okay. What's one of the things you wish you would have known before you started your healing journey?
What I would have known before I started the healing journey.
You wish you would have
I wish
known
I would have known.
before you started your healing journey.
I wish I would have paid more attention to light, because both my mother and Dr. Sabi um, made it imperative that um, that was an understanding that I had, but indirectly. My mother told me that the reason why we eat was to extract and assimilate energy from the sun. Dr. Sabi talked about clothes, being not necessary, that mama didn't have no clothes, in the rainforest. So in both of those lessons, the common denominator in both of them is how important it is for us to be out in the sunlight or out in nature. But I didn't take it like I took everything else and said, okay, let me study sunlight. Let me study light. Let me see what light is, because it, like to most people, it's confusing. You see an electromagnetic spectrum, you see radio waves, you see X-rays, you see visible spectrum, you see gamma waves, you see millimeter waves. I don't know what none of that means. You know what I'm saying? So I wish that when they gave me those lessons in the beginning, I was able to take the light aspect out of that. Like, oh, y'all talking about light, and like really jumped into optics and spectrums and biophysics and everything. Because if I would have started with that as opposed to ending with that, I think I'd be in a whole nother place right now in terms of understanding healing and health.
Well, the good thing is that you're in a good place. So, however it took, whatever took, way it took you to get here, I'm glad you made it.
Yes, yes, yes. I do not regret it at all.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so I'm gonna get to the next question. This question is from Lisa. Lisa is in Philly. Lisa said, "What is your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it?
Ooh, biggest failure.
And what did you learn from it?"
Ooh, boy. Let's see, man. When you start thinking about your life, you start realizing how many failures you got. I'm like, any, many, miny, mo, son. All right. So maybe y'all might not agree that this is a failure, but to me it is.
What, you got a 95 on the test?
Oh no.
No, that's
No. My main thing in school was talking. That's what I got in trouble for.
okay.
Okay,
Okay,
like
okay.
all my report cards said, he's such a brilliant young man. He just won't keep his mouth shut. I was in the classroom talking and laughing because it. I came from St. Croix and Sabi and Shrooms, baby. I'm trying to have a good time. And they
Okay.
trying to put my fire out. Okay, so failure. So y'all have heard this story before, at least the information before, but because this question came up, I got to mention it again. But I had the rare opportunity to be a ghostwriter and a friend to Lisa Left Eye Lopez as I graduated from high school in the early 2000s. Now, with an opportunity as such,
No, not to cut you off. I'm so sorry, brother, but you can't just throw Lisa Left Eye Lopez without telling us, well, briefly, so we don't get in trouble. Briefly, how Sabi just called you and told you. Did you? Can you just tell her how you met her?
oh yeah. Well, it was my mom who was out in Cali at the time because Sabi was having issues with the business. And the thing about my mother, which a lot of people don't know and she don't get credit for, is that my mama is stone cold with the business. So, you know how you got those shows like Restaurant Impossible and The Profit, where they go into businesses and they trash and then they go in there and they clean it up. Well, my mama like that. So he called her up and was like, I need help with the business. Come out to California. So she came out to California to kind of get everything back together. So while she was out there, I was still in Atlanta. I was a senior in high school at the time, just graduating. So she needed clothes because when he called her, my mom just grabbed what she could and dipped because it was an emergency. It was like, gotta get to it. You know how Sabi is. He call you, he ain't talking about some 6 months down the line. He talking about something he needed 3 days ago.
I was gonna say
Right?
yesterday, but three
That's what
days ago
I'm
is
saying.
accurate.
Exactly. So she was like, yo, there's a big box of clothes in my bedroom. I want you to grab that box and I want you to give it to Sabi. I'm like, oh, Sabi's in town. He's like, yeah, he's in town. I was like, what are you doing in town? He said, oh, she's working with one of them singers. What's her name? The left eye or something. And y'all gotta remember that this is the 2000s. Okay, yeah, Destiny Child was out, but Destiny Child was TLC at that time. Okay. Yeah. They was running the world in regards to, you know, female groups and music and pop and hip hop and all that. So we all know who Left Eye was in the group. You know what I'm saying? She was the Beyonce. So I'm stuck for a minute because my mom just threw this out. That's like today, if my mom called and was like, yeah, you know, Sabi, she with Beyonce, you know, go over to Beyonce's house and bring my clothes. Like, come on now. Y'all gonna be like, wait, what? So I gathered myself and I was like, so I got some poetry, I got some raps, I got some stuff, Ma. I got to tell her that, you know, I need to talk to her. And she was like, Kamani, I just said he's over her house and to take the clothes over there. Once you get there, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But get the clothes over there. So I grabbed the clothes and I grabbed all my lyrics and stuff because I used to print them out and have them. You know what I'm saying? So I put them in the box, you know, because I wasn't just be walking around with papers in my hand. And
what you need that for?
Huh?
What you need the papers for?
The papers was all my rhymes, my raps.
No. I know that, but if you could remember all these herbs, I knew you remembered all those rhymes. What you want?
Oh no. I didn't remember all them raps back then. I was okay. I was kicking them out so fast, like I was just pumping them things out. I wasn't going over them like that. I wasn't no seasoned performer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was in drama. You give me a script, put me in front of a camera, I could do some scenes now. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you, I can put it in context for you. Red, I gotta give Red the credit for my
Red Pill, your brother
personality. Red Pill, yes, because he's the one that told me that my poetry was solid and that, yo, you need to start putting this to a beat, bro. Like, you going in. Like, I'm curious to see what you would sound like. So he's the reason why I kind of converted over from poetry into hip hop and then had the opportunity with Left Eye end up coming about. You know what I'm saying?
But okay, can you hold it right there? Hold it right there. Quick question.
Yeah.
Do we have a bonus later on? Was you able to get that trailer?
Man, no, he said it's not gonna be done.
Right,
let's like, yeah, show the old one to just show a little preview. I was like, nah, dog, I need the trailer, but we can make the announcement though. We can cool. Make the announcement. So then there was a situation where Red, when I was I think I was over his house or over friends of his house, and he was like, yeah, you know, my brother's rhyming. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, for sure. He was like, let me see what you got. So he like put me on the spot. My brother didn't, the guy did. He was like, let me hear you, son. You know what I'm saying? Let me what you got.
Yeah.
So I got up there and I was like, and he was like, son, stop. He was like, I know you don't expect, you know, he gave me the thing. He gave me the thing. He was like, bro, you better give it. Yeah, I was nervous. You know
go hard or go home.
You know what I mean? I've always said it in my head or to myself. So that was like the first time where I caught that fire under my butt and was like, listen, if you're going to do this, you need to do this. You know, so fast forward, I go over the house, got the box, got my raps and stuff tucked inside, right? I walk inside the door. There goes Sabi. Sabi's like, my. So he comes over, he gives me a hug. We catching up. I'm talking to him. How you doing? Da, 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 da. And Left Eye.
Real quick, Mama is the nickname Sabi called.
Oh yeah, Mama. I had two nicknames, Kamani Mani. I had Kamani Mani, and I had Mama. He called me both of those. Those are two of my names right there.
All right.
So I see her over there. I'm tripping out. Because I got the super crush. I got the whole man. I know I don't got no chance with her, but that don't mean I don't need to act like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm caught up in her. Sabi's still talking. I guess he sees the energy. He like, yep. So I gotta go. I was like, wait, you gotta go? I was like, no, I ain't even seen you in years, man. We just catching up. He was like, yep, gotta go. He grabbed the box and he leaves. Right? I'm
Are you
stuck
are
on.
you are you telling me Dr. Sebi threw you an alley oop?
Threw me the super alley oop, wingman style. I wasn't even aware that's what that was at the time. I'm so green. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad because I'm like, how you just gonna leave me like that? You know what I'm saying? But then I
Not
look up and I
knowing.
see her and I'm like, see you later, Sadie. So I go and I sit down at the chair next to her, right? And she looking at me, and we start to talking and everything.
Did you have the
And
fro then?
no, I didn't have I was clean cut, boy. I had the low cut with the line up and the thing, and then I had my suit on because I used to work at a hotel at the front desk, so I had the
Oh, okay.
super clean suit on. I was crispy when I came over there and everything. I was like, yeah, girl.
All right.
Left eye though. But so I sit down and we talking, and then it hit me, and I'm like, oh, and she like, what? I done left all my lyrics in the box, and Sabi gone. Sabi gone. So I had to just kind of give her what I knew. Funny you said, I know you remember all your stuff, because I had to give her something natural. And we just keep building. And the next thing she talk about is some can you want to hear I'm working on a solo album, would you like to hear it? Girl, you don't need to ask me nothing. Just grab my hand and take me there. Like, we
Whatever you want to do.
whatever. So we go inside the garage, because this is where she has the studio set up at. And I remember walking in there and getting a feeling of like Iron Man.
Was Ronnie there or Raindrop?
No. I didn't meet them yet. They
Okay.
came a little bit later. So I go in there. She had this clock that would move so fast with the LEDs that it would look like a floating hologram of the time. So I walk in there, it's pitch black, and you just see this floating hologram, and you see this big old screen, big board, state of the art. Like, I ain't never been in a professional studio of that caliber before. So she go in there and she turns the song on, and it starts playing, and it's hard. So the song goes, she asks for my opinion. I tell her what I'm thinking. She play another song. And by the time she finished that second song, she was like, how would you like to help me write this album? First time meeting her.
Lisa Left Eye asked you to help her write. All right, I'm listening.
You know what I mean?
You think it was the suit?
I think Sabi put some herbal pheromone on my neck before he rolled out. He just swiped me on the neck real quick with it or something. I don't know what he did. He probably bigged me up for a whole hour before I got there. Who knows? I still to this day don't know what he told her. He could have told her anything. Anything. True. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, after she tells me that, no, I did not say the cliche, oh, I need to go home and think about it. I was like, what? Art? Like, I hit the Scooby-Doo. Art? What you talking about? Like, of course. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna help you with, but whatever it is you need help with, I'm there. And see, at that moment, I didn't know what I did. I made a commitment. I made a cosmic contract in regards to my blood lineage of my father, Sabi, who I am and who I'm to be. Fast forward, we all know that she ended up transitioning based on a car accident that took place down in Honduras.
So your failure was agreeing too quick? That's what you're telling me?
The failure was the fact that after agreeing to that, I thought that I hit the lottery and we was good, and I was gonna have a gig being Left Eye's ghostwriter. First album, second album, TLC tour. So I had my feet kicked up. I had my little laptop. You know what
Got
I'm saying? I'll
comfortable.
be writing my rhymes and everything on there. But I wasn't doing enough. I should have been running myself raggedy. Like when I look back at that time, it should be like chaos because I was just digging so deep and pulling this out and that out and everything like that. But I got comfortable. And for good reason, because she treated me like that. Like, you know what I mean? You don't got nothing to worry about. You good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I guess that's your lesson that you learned
My
from your
my biggest
failure.
lesson, my biggest the failure is the fact that I had one of the most powerful and grandest opportunities that could ever be presented to somebody. And I feel that I didn't give it my all like I was supposed to.
Mm, okay.
And that's how I felt after she passed. Initially it was losing a friend, it was losing somebody close. Like, I loved her. She was a beautiful person, so intelligent, ridiculous. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
was off the charts with we you talking occultism and metaphysics, please. Like, that was in her
Yo,
backyard.
if you talking about Lisa Left Eye, I mean, I don't even want to make this about her because I can talk about Lisa all day. It's a lot of stuff that people think they know about Lisa Left Eye, and you guys have no idea how cool this girl was.
Damn, no.
No idea. Talking about ride or die, man, no pun intended. Lisa Left Eye was ride or die
Real,
for real. Like she,
real deal.
like it, in this documentary, you guys are gonna hear some stories about her too. That's gonna this kid is gonna knock your boots off. I ain't mean to go off on the Lisa Left Eye thing. I
But
want to
no, I
stay.
mean, you asked about the failure, and
Yeah.
and when I think back in my life, that's
Mhm.
that's one of the things I'm like, wow, you idiot!
You
Like,
could have
how,
went harder.
man, what? And it shouldn't have been because, oh, she's about to die in a year or two. You know what I'm saying?
True,
It
true,
should have
true.
been because she's left eye. You need to give. You're representing your father. You're representing Sadie. You're representing your mama. You represent yourself. You're supposed to give your all, you know, and I
Well,
don't feel I did. And it's in
lesson.
hindsight, but
Mhm.
it's what it is.
I'm pretty sure any opportunity like that will come now. You know what to do and how to act
Oh,
accordingly.
that's why
So
when Badu came in my life, I was on her like,
I,
man,
I didn't want to bring up Erica Badu because you
man,
never talk about her. So I ain't want to let people know how close you guys were.
man, man. Let me tell you, I let her breathe. She talk about.
Can you talk?
Crazy.
Tell us a little bit about what you do for Erica Badu?
Oh, well, now I'm just kind of like an on call physician for her. She calls me from time to time when she needs advice or needs helps on things, or she has associates or friends that she wants me to help.
Talk about
But
the
with
kitchen too.
her,
Talk
I
about the
was I
kitchen.
was a personal nutritionist, herbalist, and chef, private chef for her. So I cooked
Dang.
for her daily, cooked for her children, cooked for functions. Products. She swears by C3. She loves it. One thing I'm able to say because she's proud of it is the fact that I got the old Badu back. If you remember, she was getting real full in the face. She was wearing a lot of baggy clothes and things of that nature. And then all of a sudden, about 2 years ago, you noticed that jawline and that neck
Yeah.
come back, and she started wearing more revealing clothes. You got to see that Badu.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we can call it
Um,
Badu.
so that was thanks to me and the advice I gave, and the relationship we have is she's a powerful entity. um you know she's a powerful entity. Hold on one second.
Oh man, we got Sisu G in the building. That's my
Give me
son.
give me
Uh,
1 second, Mr. G.
all right, all right.
Second.
Handle you. Let me say what's up to my son while you over there and read some of these comments. La Buga Bantan, Aba Iseni, Mama Yon Wama. That's Garifuna for all my Garifuna people that's out there. I see several. But Cecil G, what up, son? You see the microphone I'm using right now, but I'm pretty sure you're about to upgrade me with the. Well, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. And yeah, the C3 is official. Like my queen mother, she swears by that C3. I be trying to tell her that is, I think if she break her leg, she gonna put some C3 on it. But who else is in here? Cecil. I will. Oh, you're using EYEI. Okay, that. Yeah, you conscious, fake conscious. Now, Casey, I was just trying. I was telling them how my empress, her mother, she swears by that. See, I think if she break her leg, she just forget a
Put
hospital.
some
Give me that
C3
C.
on it.
Get some
But no,
C3 on
she
it.
could put it in the hot bath and soak herself though, for real.
Oh man, see, that's next level right there. All right, but
Nah,
go ahead. Go back to
C3.
what you were saying.
That C3 is solid, you know. But where was I at? I was speaking on just that opportunity.
We got that Badu back.
That Badu back, exactly.
I'm
So
listening, brother. Anything about
oh
and
no, I
when you said
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
but we gonna call it Badu, we gonna call
Yeah,
it Badu.
she got her Badu back, man. You know what I'm saying? And she was just very thankful for that. And then after that, she had a associate of hers that was dealing with some mental health issues. So she needed me to come out to Dallas and actually stay with them and be their private chef and have a herbal regimen. And I had a whole little holistic situation going on. And the progress that we made with him was just, I mean, she was the one that told me. She was like, she's known him for years and he has never been in this state before.
Wow.
Like never, especially so quick,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So whenever she needs something, she calls me. I'm a doula. I'm not certified, but I work underneath her doulaship. And I've
For the,
assisted
for
with
those of us, for those of the people who
oh
don't know what a doula is, let them
yes,
know what's a doula.
a doula is usually a female practitioner
Old lady,
that say that again.
usually a older lady.
Oh, the lady. I say female because sometimes they're young. You know what I mean? If they grew up with it, you know what I mean. But
I
yeah,
trust the older ones
they're
though for
usually
myself.
older because you know you want them to have that wisdom. But they're older female that deals with the birthing of a child, the pregnancy, leading up to pregnancy. You know, conceiving the child, the conception, the gestation of the child, the delivery of the child, and you know assistance after birth, postpartum. And they deal with using a lot of the forgotten ways that have been practiced over millennia with women all over the world. So that's what they do, as opposed to just lay down and push and let me
Yeah.
cut you. They deal with a little bit more of a natural modality than that. You know,
Yeah,
so
and I have experience with some doulas, and I was so shocked to see that the doula process stopped when the woman is about 4 months. It's not even they don't show up just to um have the baby. Rosalind Holmes said she want her doula, her Badu back, help her out.
I need my Badu back too, man. That's right. Get your Badu back. But
Yeah.
through her, I was blessed enough to assist Tiana Taylor with the birth of her child, her second child. And I was able to help Summer Walker with the birth of her child.
I didn't know the Tiana Taylor story. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, Tiana and Summer Walker.
Well, you know Tiana first, her daughter.
Oh
Um,
no, she the second child, the
okay,
daughter was there.
well, the,
She's on another level.
that daughter, I had the privilege of videotaping her when she was about maybe 8 months.
Oh yeah.
Tiana Taylor was a guest at the Wendy Williams show, and she bought her daughter, and she was backstage with us. And this little girl, you can tell she was here before. Like she
Wow.
got something. So
Oh no, she's definitely
salute,
focused.
salute to Tiana Taylor.
She's definitely focused. She definitely focused. Yeah. But no, this through her. This is her calling me up. Telling me they need their nutrients. Can you come and speak to them and give them the information they need and everything like that? So I had the consultations and I sat down with them and probably had 3 or 4 sessions you know, each one of them. But as you see, you know, Bubbles, which is Summer Walker's daughter,
Oh,
you
I
know,
thought you were
very
talking about.
healthy,
Mm,
beautiful, cute, adorable, you know, and then
mm,
Summer is like,
yeah,
she's she a rocket launcher right now. She off the planet right now, so successful with this latest album, you know. So I'm just glad that I was part of, you know, one of the most, you know, probably powerful experiences of her life. You know what I
that's
mean? And
that's
I'll be
that's
forever
clutch.
thankful for that. Yeah.
That's clutch. All right, before I get to my next question, I want to say salute to my son, Sisu G. He be acting light.
Sequel in the
He be acting
building
light
was
skinned
good,
sometimes,
son.
but
Oh no,
it's
he
all
did.
good. He be acting light skinned, but it's all good.
No, no.
Nini, I see you. Hold on. All right, let me see what's the next question. Where is that? Where is that? Okay, this question come from Mike. Mike is in Detroit. Isn't your queen from
Oh
Detroit?
yeah, yeah. What up, though?
All right. Mike says, "What advice would you give to someone trying to pursue a career in healing people?"
Ooh, good question. Good question. All right. Well, the first thing that you need to recognize is that um read the question again because I don't want to answer it wrong. Say that one more time.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone trying to pursue a career in healing
Healing,
people?
right. Okay. So number one, you are not the healer.
Bang.
That's
Wow.
first advice. You're not the healer. The person is the healer. God is the healer. The intelligence is the healer. You're a messenger. That's it.
Wow.
You need to recognize that you're a messenger. Once you understand that, then it's about just learning the message. And you communicate that message to people and allow them, you know, the benefit of the doubt to be able to take care of themselves and the family and the ones that are around them.
Amazing answer. Amazing answer. And that answer reminds me so much of Dr. Sebi. He would always say, I am not the healer. I'm just a messenger.
Yeah.
He basically was helping people get out of the way of their own body
Own
so that the
self. Yes.
body can do what it's
And do what
naturally
it do.
made to do. Ah
Man.
man, great answer. Great answer.
Hey, 2 for 2.
All right.
3 for
uh,
3. I don't know what I'm on right now.
we're gonna go with Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby is
Brown
in
in the building.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, the dairy state. Oh
Okay.
Lord.
Let me see. Okay, here we go. What are some great resources that help you along your healing journey?
Hmm. Who resources that help me along with the okay. So um not being afraid to get dirty. So nature is one of the main resources in my healing journey, getting acquainted with it. A lot of the knowledge that I have on herbs and plants comes from a natural connection to nature. When I went back to St. Croix when I was 30, what was I, 30? It was 2017. That's 5 years ago, right? So yeah, I was 35. Um, somewhere in there. And I didn't know none of the plants pretty much that was from my island because I hadn't been there since I was a child. So I had to learn everything. And most of the plants that I know now are plants that I literally saw, had a connection with, and smelled, taste, grabbed the sample, and later researched just to find out that it was a powerful herb. So you want to connect with nature. You want to connect with the wind. You want to connect with the earth. You want to connect with the sun. Okay. You want to connect with the rain, the mist, the moisture, the rivers, the lakes, the ponds, because nature's going to reveal itself to you. And in healing, that's what this is you connecting with environment and connecting with the person, and kind of becoming this conduit in between the two things, So one of the main resources I would say is, just get more familiar with nature and what's around you, your immediate environment, because there's herbs that grow in all of our environments. Okay. Secondly, I would suggest reading. I know Sabi didn't talk about books a lot, but Sabi read. He just got to a point where he was done with reading and he wanted to apply and get more in the field. So
Speaking of that, Sabi did read. Sabi he had a book in his house, and when I went to your crib, I saw that same book there. And I remember, I don't know if you remember when I told you, and I was like, Sabi had the same book in his crib.
what?
Yes,
What?
yes.
Oh, you got to tell me the book, man. I don't remember the book. Okay,
You
okay. You let me know later.
it start with message. Message.
I got you.
Okay. All right.
Got you. Know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I know you know what I'm talking about.
That's what's up, though. Yeah. But I would say a good resource is to read. And then the last thing I would say is biophysics over biology. Biophysics over biology. So when you do start reading and you do start studying, I suggest you learn about biophysics, because that will give you such a greater understanding about how you, nature, body, health, sickness, universe, everything ties together. Because if it happens up here, it's going to happen down here too, So those are the three things I tell you.
Bangs. So there you have it. There you have it. All you healers out there, or inspiring healers, you already you heard from KT. All right. I have another. This question is from Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Ted is in Jersey. All right. Is there anyone out there that you've seen in the healing world that has inspired you?
Other than Dr. Sabi?
I guess that's an obvious
And my
question.
mama? Oh, yes, most definitely. Greatest person that I could give my flowers to while they're still alive is Dr. Inky. I mean, I don't know who else I could sharpen my sword with and talk. So you got to understand, Mr.G. I'm in a lonely place. I'm in a lonely place. I don't have anybody to talk to about this type of information.
That'll understand you.
That'll understand me. Most people in the community, they might say they buy health, but they don't really understand health like that. That's just their bag, and that's how they get product off and things like that. Then you got people that are extremely egotistical, and you can never sit down and have conversations with them because everything they know is right. So it's like, what are you going to get from that? So the only person that I know that's been my brother that is a genius, that's intelligent, that knows what he's talking about, and I swear by his information, is Inky, which I see you having him on Monday.
I was just about to tell you, that's my second guess.
Yeah, man. That's the only guy I could give my flowers to health wise. If I'm missing you, if I'm missing somebody, I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But he a beast, man.
Yeah. He's actually my second guess.
Yeah. Who was your first?
You, brother. You.
Okay. No, I thought you said second guess in terms of what you asked me. I was like, okay,
no.
You thought I was going to say number one.
No. I meant second guess on the show.
And then he's a father. He has a family. Transparent. This man is doing all this work, running this whole business, and then raising all these children. You know what I'm saying? That's not easy to do. So, I tip my friend to the brother.
Great answer. Unexpected. Great answer, though.
Hey, man, I gotta be honest about it, right?
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
I appreciate your honesty. All right, so that was hold up. That was question. Okay, that was question number 5. Question number 6 is from Lillian, and Lillian is from Coney Island. I think that's Eddie Murphy's mother.
I'm about to say, you had me thinking about Eddie Murphy, but Lillian,
Well, Eddie Murphy mom's not.
man,
Oh, what? She was number 6. Okay, here it. Yeah. Who
another
are
client.
who
Named
are
after one of
5
your friends.
people that have influenced you?
5 people that have influenced me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay. So my dad, George Edward Tate, Dr. Sabi, Donald Grafton Hooker, my mama, and God. Can't leave God out that name, right? I almost missed out on the creator right there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely gonna be family involved. But I can't leave out my queen, my whiz, my wife, my beautiful darling, the Oracle, Laree. Like her,
26691
yes,
26691. I'm gonna
yes,
always bring that up because
and
she's the
that's
only person I
when
know
she
that has
comes
an S.
on, that's when you gotta make the reveal and bust them upside the head with it.
Yes, yes, yes.
But the KT y'all know now is refined. I've mad study, mad experience. Like this kind of wine version of me has a lot to do with her. You know what I'm saying? Her healing me, her having patience, her giving me love. You know what I mean? Looking at me in that way, giving me my confidence. You know, and then her being a chemist, a chemical engineer, an astronomer. You know, a singer, a seamstress. You know, her polymath
A
behind
chef.
a chef, exactly, throwing it down. Um, all of those things motivated me. All of those things inspired me. So I can't list that list and not put her in there because I wouldn't be here talking to y'all with the swag and information I got if it wasn't for her. You know what I mean? My
Wow.
sister, who I mentioned earlier, who's karate chopping us to the throat as kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
She know me and my brothers better than anybody. And I ain't heard from her in forever. And she called me up and said, whatever she doing, tell her to keep doing
Keep
it.
it.
Because I
Keep
ain't
doing
never
it.
seen this much growth and development in you in this amount of time. And that
Mm.
came straight from my sister, my second mama. Because
Yeah.
she was second mama. You
That
know?
says a lot. That says a lot. Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I could. I'm a witness, man. I never. Every time I go to Atlanta, I gotta stop by the crib and just
oh, you know
not
that.
just for the cooking, not just for the cooking, because y'all
That's
throw
big
down
part.
in that house. But from the time you walk inside your crib, man, the energy in there is just crazy. And like
Peace.
it's positive feeling, and it's always a good. I always leave there feeling like I've grown emotionally, spiritually. So thank you for
Some
opening your
food
door.
smell in your clothes too.
You feel me?
Something like sauteed onions or something.
Facts. All right, we're gonna get to question number 7.
Mhm.
Okay, question number 7 um comes from Jackie. Jackie is in Houston, Texas.
Okay. What's up, Houston?
What is a myth? What is one myth about healers that you want to debunk? Debunk. You get it? KT debunk. It's not one of the movies. It's not one of the movies.
Oh, okay. One myth about healers that I want to debunk. Yeah, I guess. All healers aren't healers.
Mm.
Some healers are sickers. they'll have you more raggedy than when you came to them. You know, if you're dealing with a healer that doesn't try to find out anything about you when they're healing, then they ain't genuine. You know what I'm saying? Nutritionists are not God. It ain't all about what you eating and everything like that, because you eat the sun with your skin. You don't even have to chew and digest that. So there's a whole nother nutritional guideline that occurs before you use a herb or eat any type of food. You see what I'm saying? And until I start hearing more healers implementing blue blocker, like I've been doing this blue blocker thing for years now, Mr. G, and I still don't see the healers and everybody talking about that. I'm like, how are you going to help somebody with diabetes when they are getting hit with blue light all day, and blue light spikes glucose levels, and blue light causes insulin resistance?
I had on my blue blockers before, and I was like, it looked like I was doing too much. I didn't want people to think I didn't want people to think I thought I was cool.
First of all, Mr. G, you're not a healer. You never claimed to be.
But for myself.
You wear them because you edit all the time. So you're using them glasses. I already know that.
Yes, that's a fact.
But I'm talking about people that are in the community that are out to help folks. We need to talk about light. We need to talk about Wi-Fi. We need to talk about environment. You know what I'm saying? Some of the diets that people propose, like you can't propose the same diet to somebody living in Vermont or Connecticut, you know what I'm saying, to somebody living in Miami. You know what I mean? It's like it takes more to understand, and grouping all humans into one bucket of a modality is one of the worst things you could do.
As a healer.
You know, so thinking everybody is the same under the hood, no, that don't work. Some people, a Porsche, the hood is in the back, right? A Porsche, you don't, the hood ain't in the front of the car, it's in the back of the car. So what do you do for Porsches then? The same thing? Like, come on.
True. I like that. Real quick, I see a brother in here, Sisu, not my son Sisu, Sisu Longmore Senior. You left a comment on my page, saying that you was trying to get in contact with me, brother. My email address is mrgphotos@gmail.com. Email me and I'll get back to you. I don't want you to think I'm trying to curve you. I just had no idea you was looking for me. All right. Thanks for answering that question, KT. I appreciate that. And the fact that you said that you can't put everybody in one, like that right there is like my main pet peeve when I hear people talking about, I called somebody and they told me they had this for me and the person didn't ask them anything about them. So thank you for that. All right.
Polar bear and gorilla.
Boom.
Right?
Yes.
So forget putting the polar bear in the jungle. Try giving the polar bear an alkaline diet.
Yeah.
Try giving that polar bear a vegan diet and see what happens to him. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Question 8. I'm taking question 8 and question 8, 9, and 10. Question 8 is I wrote it down. Okay, put yourself in my situation, in my shoes right now. Is there any questions that I didn't ask you that you wish I asked?
What is something about the body that the people need to know?
You mind if I add that to my list?
Oh, sure. What you add? What?
No. The question. Hold on.
Add what? I didn't say nothing.
Yes, you did. All right. Can you answer that question now? I'm gonna take credit for it. You lucky we can't edit this because I would have been like, that was my original question.
No. It's all good because it's like I like to give people game and give them an understanding of things. So you ever notice that in our slang, Mr. G, you hear people say, "You smell me"?
Yeah.
If I brought 2 plates in front of you, one looked like boo-boo but smelled like your favorite meal from Honduras, but one smelled like boo-boo. And wait, no, what I say? The first one smells like boo-boo but look like the best dish ever, but the other one looked like boo-boo but smells like the best dish ever. Which one you gonna eat?
To be honest with you, it all depends
Neither
on how.
one.
To be depends on how hungry I'm. I put the blindfolds on. I'm
You
going for
heard
the
what you
sleep.
just said. You said you're gonna put the blindfolds on. You didn't say nothing about plugging your nose. So if
Uh
I had a plate that smelled like boo boo but looked great, you
huh.
ain't about to eat that food, Mr. G. But if I bring a slop to you, but it smell amazing, you gonna pick at it and be like, man, this don't look like nothing, but it's great. Our smell is everything. That's one of the main features of the black man is this nose.
Mm.
And we know that breathing is everything because you could go years without eating, you could go weeks without drinking, but how long you going without breathing? Not long. Now, what I've come to find out is that we don't smell with our nose. We actually listen with our nose. That our nose are actually ears, right? Our
What?
nose or ears. Let me explain.
So I got
So
on my headphones wrong?
this is how this information came about. Now, how smell's supposed to work is it's supposed to work like them toys when we were little. You got the square peg and you got the square hole, you got the circle peg, circle hole, and you fit them in the right one, right?
Yes, sir.
If you take a triangle and try to put it in a circle hole, what happened?
They ain't going
It
nowhere.
ain't gonna fit.
Mm-hmm.
So how it was always told to us was our smell or olfactory, right? Was like those toys, they were holes. And smells were molecules that were shapes that fit into those holes. So if a triangle fit in, oh, that's peppermint. If a circle fit in, oh, that's cinnamon. If a square fits in there, oh, that's lemon. So everything had its own little shape that would fit in its own little space, but something happened, Mr. G. Why did Sabi say don't eat cassava?
Well, Sabi never really broke it down to me. He just said cassava was poison. And I'm like, my grandmother been giving me cassava since I was born.
Poison. He said poison because cassava has linamarin, which is a cyanogenic glycoside. That's a fancy way of saying it's
Duck
a
sauce.
cyanide molecule. So when you digest it, it gets converted to cyanide, which inhibits your mitochondria, so you end up dying from toxicity.
So can you explain how I've been eating cassava since I almost got into a fight in school because I pulled out my cassava and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And they reacted like I said in my book, like if I took a gun out to school.
Because, Mr. G, you got work to do and you got strong genetics. So you got a great detox program that was able to help that out. You know,
Yeah.
all your cells didn't get infected with the cyanide, but the ones that did shut down, and it probably maybe a couple weeks after that, you was dealing with something and didn't know why. You know what I'm saying? Because that thing caught up with you.
That explained that three
So
points in a basketball game I had. Okay, but go
see what
ahead.
I'm saying? You missed that three that you always get because you had to have that cassava. Now, cyanide has a smell. It smells like almonds, Mr. G. Did you know that?
No, sir.
So if I gave you almond cookies and I gave you cookies with cyanide poison in it to get you, you couldn't tell the difference.
And I love almonds. I would have been done.
Yeah, you wouldn't taste it. It's tasteless.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd smell it, but it smells exactly the same. So if our smell is based on shape and those spaces, then how they got the same shape? Because they don't. The cyanide molecule and the benzaldehyde molecule that makes up the almond smell, they totally different shapes. So something else is happening that allows us to smell. And what we're smelling is the bonds of the molecule. The bonds that connect the atoms together in a molecule. Let me give you an example. H2O is a molecule, right? It's hydrogen, it's oxygen. They're bounded together by a bond. The bonds are like strings on a guitar. They're strings and they act like strings. And those strings vibrate And what makes those strings vibrate is electrons, which we get from what? Sunlight and alkalinity. That's the electricity Sabi talks about. So when electrons play the guitar on molecules, our nose recognizes the sound and says almonds, lemons, blueberries, so forth and so on. Now, where am I getting at with this story? How does this apply to you at home? Well, scientists wanted to find out if this was true. So they took orange blossoms, which smell like oranges. And what they did is they took the fragrance out the orange blossom responsible for the smell. And what they said was, okay, so how do we change the bond angles so that we can get some fruit flies that normally love this smell to detest it? What could we do? So they replaced all the hydrogen in the molecule with deuterium. And what ended up happening was it changed the smell. They put a bunch of fruit flies in the box. All the fruit flies went to the blossom. None of them went to the deuterium mutant change. They a fruit fly, Mr. G. Now, a fruit fly should know fruit better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? They show up out of nowhere in your kitchen, like
he got fruit in his name,
portal, right? Exactly. So they changed the hydrogen. Now, why is that important, Mr. G? Where am I getting at? When you deal with medications of the day, when you deal with processed food, even when you're dealing with some of this conventional produce, you're dealing with things where the hydrogen atoms have been replaced with deuterium. So that's why you can go in a supermarket and an orange, you can't smell it. You notice that, Mr. G? You from Honduras. When you go to the marketplace, you smell that fruit a mile away. They got guanabana. They got bananas.
You just follow your nose and find the fruit. You 100% right.
But when you go in Whole Foods and you see a peach and you see do you smell anything?
Now you have to ask somebody where the peaches are, where the they got to direct you,
because they are just the shadow of the fruit. They're the husk of the fruit without the actual material substance and soul of that fruit.
It's so funny how you bring this topic up, because I just came back from Honduras not too long ago, and we had some ants and some flies by the side of the house, by the entrance of the kitchen.
Okay.
I actually bought some spray to repel them, and this spray smelled like fruit. I'm like, damn, I'm used to the, back in the days when you spray something, you get like that's chemicals. Raid, but right. This smelled good. I say, you sure this gonna work? Because it smells so good.
Right.
So you just broke that down. Exactly why did that insect repellent smell so good?
Listen, we're dealing with a pandemic right now, bro, where things are getting what you call deuterated. And deuterated is a process where all the hydrogen atoms that are usually connected to molecules, because all our molecules got hydrogen attached. That's just what it is. It's the number one atom. It's the most plentiful element in the universe. And we deal with something called protium. But deuterium is another form of hydrogen called heavy hydrogen. Pharmaceutical companies use this in order to stabilize all their drugs. So if you're popping medication, you're popping deuterium. All right. A lot of these all the processed foods, that's the water that they use. That's the hydrogen that they use. So a lot of us are suffering from something and don't even know what it is. And a lot of it has to deal with deuterium and the fact that it's tearing your mitochondria up into shreds. So
wow, but don't go too deep with the deuterium. I went to college, but to drop my cousin off, so don't go too deep. No, but thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing that. I'm adding that question to my list.
I got to drop at least a bomb. I got
yeah. I braced myself because I knew something was coming. All right, my number 9 question. Where can my friends and family and everybody who's watching follow you or find you so they can
find me? I'm about to say ain't no followers.
Yeah. They can find you so they can get some of these jewels from you.
All right. Well, if you look right there, you see my name, KT the Arch Degree. Okay. And I know he's gonna put it in the description too, but the website, well, no, let me not say the website because that's gonna defeat the whole purpose why I pointed to my name. KT the Arch Degree is my YouTube, it's my Instagram, and it's my Patreon. YouTube, I have about 170 videos on there going back 5 years. There's all types of health information on there. Somebody told me I need to organize my videos into categories to make it easier to go through. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Or you can just stop being lazy and search. I'm like, golly, y'all just the most convenient people ever, bro. I'm like, I did the work, just scroll.
Yo, I love your YouTube page because when I travel to LA or West Coast,
Just throw something on.
I'm good. And I
There it is. There
you
it
feel
is.
me?
So that's the YouTube. The Instagram, which they shadow banning me on their hard body right now. I can't
Yo, that's
tag, I
crazy. I
can't share.
can't even tag you in IG.
Nope, nope. So if you want to see me on IG, you can still follow me. You can still pull me up. But if you want to share anything of mine, don't put the at next to the name. Put a space in between because then it's going to look like you're just typing a name in, and that way people will see it and then they could just type it in too. You know, so that's my Instagram. That's my quick posts. Those are my flyers, thoughts of the day, you know, powerful, quick little posts. And then Patreon is where I put, you know, my studies, my research, you know, that, you know, they can't really mess with my videos on there, especially with all the banning and censoring going on. That's
Patreon, your Patreon is where it's at, bro. Whenever I get an alert from your Patreon page, I'm like, okay, I'm about to get some jewels. That's
gotta get on it.
You 100%. You like 1,000 for 1,000 on your Patreon. I'll give you that.
Now the website is IONIC.com. Let me see if I could am I able to comment on here too? I don't think so. I thought I could hit a chat. That's private, but I could put it in yours though.
Okay.
In the private,
yeah, I'll actually add it in the description.
In the description.
Yeah, I'll add it in the
description. Put it
description.
there. But yeah, so ionicbotanicals.com, SOIONIC, so ionic botanicals, BOTANICALS.com. That's the website. That's where you will find the products. You were speaking about the C3 earlier. That's one of the products that you'll find on there. Flagship product. You'll also find marine phytoplankton on there.
Tell me about the new one you got. You just released.
Oh, the mimosa package I just dropped. The Love Bush Mimosa, which is a combination of Love Bush glycerite. Glycerite is like a tincture. You know, tinctures are where.
Oh, okay. No, my bad. I thought you was talking about some orange juice and champagne. But go ahead.
Right. That's what I want people to think. Like, oh man, it's a mimosa.
I said mimosa.
But I want to explain why it's called that.
Okay.
But usually a tincture is where you take herbs, you put it in alcohol, you let it sit for like 6 weeks, and then you know the alcohol pulls everything out of the herbs, and now you kind of have this concentrate of all of the herbal active ingredients, and you take little shots of the tincture. Well, as opposed to using alcohol, I use vegetable glycerin, and that's called a Glycerite. So I did that with Love Bush. That's the electric leaf that could power your home, Mr.G, that I told you about before.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you said I don't want to talk about that at all. But Dr. Sabi said we are electric. This is the electric plant. So I made
that electric leaf. If you did something with that leaf, I need that, KT. I need that.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at those plants growing off the leaf right there.
Just
off the leaf. So
I don't want to spoil the documentary, but I know what that leaf do.
Oh man, this thing is magical. So the potent electricity and power inside of that leaf is in this glycerite, and then you get an 8-ounce bottle of a mimosa compound Mimosa pudica is also known as sensitiva. That's what Sabi called it. That's what it's called down in Honduras. They call it that because when you touch it, the leaves close up, it shies away from you. But it's a very powerful plant that has these potassium compounds in there. It also has sarsaparilla. It has
Mm.
Honduran sea moss, gum arabic, and mimosa hostilis. So you get those two together as a package. That's what I have on the site right now, as well as Nervino.
Are
Um,
they in stock right now?
yeah. The Mimosa
Big.
Pudica package is in stock. The Nervino's in stock. C3 is in stock. Sotriol, which is the vitamin D3, which is a vegan source of it that comes from plants.
Talk about
Um,
mine. Talk about my favorite, my cocaine.
oh, what you talking about? Salvation?
No, no, not
Oh,
salvation.
I'm about to
The
say Salvation was your boy, man. You talking about the
salvation.
Fido?
Yeah, salvation. What got my bed popping? Thanks to that salvation.
You
The
talking about
fighter.
Fido?
Yeah.
Yeah, phytoplankton or the whale food, man. Yes. Phytoplankton is everything because we make the erroneous assumption that all of the oxygen of this planet comes from the trees. And as farthest from the truth, only 20% of that oxygen come from the trees. Over 70% of that oxygen actually comes from the surface of the ocean. What? Because the surface of the ocean has phytoplankton, which are this green plant organism that sits on the surface of the waters like your skin does, huh? Holding that concentrated sentient carbon up in there. And what it does is it performs photosynthesis, you see, with the sun, and it has large quantities of oxygens, enzymes, and minerals and omega 3s, which we need so badly, is all in this powder. And the powder is so refined that you don't have to digest it in your gut. What do they call it? Sublingually or buccally. Buccal dealing with the mouth, sublingual meaning under the tongue. Even in you swallowing it through the esophagus in your throat, it's going straight inside the bloodstream. You don't need to digest it in your stomach. Most of it is gonna already be in you before it even gets to your stomach.
Damn.
So to sum it up, I say it's an advanced auto part for your mitochondria.
Mm.
So the same way you got a car, you got to go to Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone, and you like, yo, I need a catalytic converter, I need a upper housing, my radiator, I need a timing belt. That's what the Fido is. It's just like a bunch of car parts for the organelle that's responsible for your power and your energy and light processing. If that
And
means
what
anything to you.
it means a lot to me because trust me, when I was out there in Atlanta for about a week,
Mm-hmm.
and the first day you gave it to me, I had about a 16-ounce jar,
Mm-hmm.
and I put like not even like a tablespoon in it. And I was just drinking this, and every time it got to the bottom, I would just
More
fill it up
water.
with more water,
It will
shake it
stay
up,
green.
and it stayed green. I'm like, hold up. I thought it was going to be weaker and weaker and weaker, but it stayed consistent.
Nope.
And then I believe I asked you, I was like, yo, KT, what the hell is in this? Because I felt wired. I was like, yo, I had so much energy. But
Right.
then I was afraid that when I went to bed, I
You
wasn't going to be able
yeah.
to sleep.
Nope.
I slept like a baby that
Baby.
day.
That's right.
So from that day on, that's why every couple of months I be like, yo, KT,
Oh,
I'm running,
I got you.
I'm running low.
I got you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I just
I
make sure whatever products that I put together is, it's from my heart and it's what I feel the people need. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's kind of how I come up with my collection.
No, but I've been around my eye. Shout out to my eye. I love you, mama. Um, I've been
In love.
and she told me one of the most important ingredients in when you preparing these herbs is love.
Oh yeah.
So when I went inside your house and I saw you guys, it's a family affair. I
Mm.
see what was going on. I was just I'm a witness to that is being produced with love.
Oh,
and it goes from your queen, her mother, from the time her mom said hello to me, she got the warmest smile. I felt
oh
like a baby in her arms.
yeah. Mama
So
Jade,
yeah,
boy.
Mama J is no joke. So shout out to Mama J. All right, my 10th and last question.
Ooh, we done got to it.
Now, my 10th and last question is, what does healing mean to you?
Whew. What does healing mean to me? Ah, man. Honestly, healing to me means, and it's like the most difficult thing, man. It doesn't have to be the most difficult thing. It should be the most easiest. But healing to me deals with love and family.
Mm,
Um, we could take kilotons of herbs and stay out in the sun all day. But it's something about having the ability to be able to connect with your family, to know they're there for you, to know you're there for them, and that everybody's like achieving their potential. That's like the highest form of health right there, because that's the one thing that's missing. We have a lot of knowledge in our communities, Mr. G. We got a lot of resources, but we're still sick. We're still sick. And I feel that a lot of it just has to deal with the conditions that we have in our families, man. We like placing our blame on a certain group of people, which I don't like prescribing to now that I'm older, because I'm like,
same here.
one of the definitions of being a man is like not passing the buck. Like, it's supposed to be accountability and owning up to it. And I'm like, even though certain groups of people might be diabolical and have a certain way about them, they have nothing on the treachery that can exist in a household. And if you allow certain things to come in between your family and the household, then you can't be surprised if those who you thought were weak are now on top, because you gave them the key. You pretty much told them, I don't want to live here no more, because you rather bicker amongst yourselves. So I think healing has a lot just to do with family, the position people play in their family, how the family operates, how people think about one another. I think that matters a lot to psychology, because if the family's like this, when you go out in the environment, you still like this.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing stronger. So we talk about God all the time, and we get God isn't a man. Then we get the black woman is God. And, it's like, who's God? I'm like, the closest thing to God to me is family, because a
Mm,
man and a woman don't know that they are God until they have that child. That child proves to them because they ain't nothing you've done in your life that could compare to that crowning in that vagina. I'm sorry. Ain't nothing messing with that dude flopping out that vagina, bro, in your hand.
mhm.
That's number one. So in that moment when y'all have conceived and that child is now flesh, like word, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine, the four letters that make up DNA have went from word to flesh, literally bow. Oh, God is in the building.
Mm. You ain't had to go that deep, KT. Damn.
Yeah, it's a little something.
Damn. My brother, thanks for coming on the show,
Man,
man.
thanks for having me. Thanks for having this platform, Mr. G. I can't wait to see all the people you about to have. Now, you asked me a bunch of personal questions. Ain't you about to come up on here on Monday and he about to y'all ain't ready. Y'all better have y'all pads. Y'all better be ready. He about to come with that inky cycle and bust y'all upside y'all. But
Nah, that,
I want to thank you, Mr. G, for being the individual that you are. You are a stand-up individual. Great
thank you,
example of
bro.
man, you know what I mean, which we need these days in order to
Thanks,
mold
bro.
something.
Hmm.
the neutral position that you have played. You know what I mean? The documentation of Baba that you have, so all these generations can now know who this man is and what he contributed. Like, come on, man, you superhuman with this thing. So this platform is everything, and I can't wait till you're on your 100th episode. We look back to this, you know what I'm saying, laughing.
All right. Well, yo, thanks a lot. I appreciate those kind words, man. And I'm humbled by that. And I just hope I do my best and just don't let nobody down.
Oh,
And everybody just know that I'm human and everything that I'm going to be doing is going to be coming from my heart.
for sure, for sure.
I give your queen some love
Oh, you
and
know it.
tell Mama J I miss her.
I'm gonna let her know for
Oh,
sure, man.
all right, brother. Good to see you. I'm gonna let you out.
All right, peace and love, y'all. Y'all stay
Peace.
up.
Yo, that's my man right there. KT gets deep. KT gets deep. I felt so good to have somebody that I was actually comfortable with to be here first. So hopefully just keep going. Just keep going. And if you guys have any questions or for my next guest, you can actually DM me on my Dr. Sebi book on Instagram, my Dr. Sebi book. I want to say salute to my son, Sisu G, for getting me this t-shirt. That was a pleasant surprise to get this in the mail. Love you, son. Always going above and beyond. Appreciate you. Thank you for making me a better dad. Salute to all my sons. Salute to my daughters. And I wanted to say a special thank you to my queen for encouraging me and telling me, go ahead, baby, you can do this. And for just believing in my vision. Um, and she's a prime example when they say behind every great man is a great woman. I think that's an understatement. So I want to publicly say thank you to my queen right now. This mean a lot for her to just to give me a chance to express myself and get to get to know people because KT, even though that's my brother, I learned a lot from him today. I learned a lot from him today. So I'm appreciating this. All right, guys. See you at the next one. On Monday, I'm gonna have Dr. Inky here. Get ready for your questions. And take some notes because Inky coming in with the Inky cycle, and that's something that he just discovered not too long ago. So it's gonna help everybody. Sisu Long Sisu Longmore Senior, Mr.G photos at gmail.com. Mr.G photos at gmail.com. I appreciate your support, my brother. Let's stay in contact. Let's stay in contact. All right, I'm out.